Have you ever met someone whose smile could heal a broken heart? In one tiny village, there lived such a woman. And the way she changed lives will stay with you forever. Once, in a quiet little village, stood a small house, beside a grand old banyan tree. In that house lived an elderly woman, her hair as silver as moonlight, her face lined with gentle wrinkles. But her eyes, oh, they sparkled, with a kindness that could melt away the heaviest sorrow. She lived alone, no children, no husband. He had passed away many years ago. Yet, not once did anyone hear her complain. She would sit under the banyan tree, greeting everyone with a warm smile. Even when life in the village was hard, she remained a ray of light. The villagers worked tirelessly, farming, crafting, selling goods in the small market. But life was not always kind. Sometimes the rains failed, leaving the fields dry. Sometimes illness kept people from earning. Worry often clouded their hearts. One afternoon, a young woman named Radha came to her, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know what to do," Radha sobbed. "My husband went to the city to find work, but he hasn't sent any money. My children are hungry. I'm scared." The old woman looked at her with a gentle smile. "Sit, my child. Tell me, what do you think will happen?" Radha sniffled. "I feel like everything will go wrong. What if my husband never finds work? What if he forgets us?" The old lady shook her head slowly. "When we fill our minds with bad thoughts, our hearts grow heavier. But if we fill them with good thoughts, we feel lighter. And sometimes, good things find their way to us." Radha frowned. "But how can I think good thoughts when everything is falling apart?" The old woman's smile deepened. "Let me tell you a story. The story. Once, there was a poor man who had nothing. No food, no money, no family. He sat by a river, weeping. An old woman saw him and asked, 'Why are you crying?' 'Because I have nothing,' he replied. 'How can I be happy?' She pointed to the river. 'You have water to drink. You have the trees to shade you. You have the sun to warm you. Look around. There's life and beauty everywhere. If you only think of what you don't have, sadness will never leave you. But if you cherish what you do have, you will find peace." The man listened. Slowly, his tears stopped. He noticed the sparkle of the river, the song of the birds, the golden light of the sun. From that day forward, his life began to change. Not because his problems vanished, but because his mind did. The old woman looked at Radha. "You see, my dear, life didn't change for that man because of magic. It changed because he chose to see the good. Positive thoughts make our hearts stronger, and strong hearts can face any storm." Radha whispered. "Do you really think my thoughts can change my life?" "Yes," the old woman said firmly. "Wake up each morning and tell yourself, today will be a good day. You'll find the strength to work, care for your children, and wait for your husband with hope. But if you only dwell on what could go wrong, you'll grow weaker." Radha nodded, a spark of hope in her eyes. "I'll try." From that day, Radha began her mornings with those words, "Today will be a good day." She worked hard, cared for her children, and kept her faith alive. Weeks later, a letter arrived. Her husband had found a job in the city and was sending money home. Overjoyed, Radha ran to the old woman's house. "You were right," she exclaimed. The old woman smiled knowingly. "My dear, problems will always come. But if you face them with a hopeful heart, you'll find a way through." Word of her wisdom spread through the village. People came to her with their troubles, and her advice was always the same: think good thoughts, and good'll come. And slowly, the village changed, not because the hardships disappeared, but because the people learned the most powerful truth of all: a hopeful mind can light even the darkest days.